Hi, Michelle here from Happy Scrap Girl Designs. Today I'm going to show you how to recolor elements that have multiple colors in them quickly and easily, and to be able to use the recoloring that you set up for this one easily to recolor it to other colors. Okay, so I'm going to start with this ribbon here, and it has two different colors, and this always works best when you have two colors that are contrasting to each other. Um, it's easier to select them that way. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to duplicate the layer. So Control J, and then we're going to convert it to black and white. I'm going to use Control Alt Shift B. You can use a filter, whatever you like best to get black and white. I'm going to hide that layer, and then I'm going to add a new solid color fill layer, and I'm going to pick this green color, and I'm going to hide that, and then I'm going to select that layer again, and I'm going to add a hue saturation layer. Now, I know that I'm using Photoshop CC, and I don't know if all versions of Photoshop or Photoshop Elements do this or not, so you may or may not be able to do this. But if you click on this little property box here, you may need to select it as a flyout over here. I'm not exactly sure where it is in other versions, but click on the little mask, and we're going to choose color range. Now you want this to choose none in the selection preview. And fuzziness, you can move this. I like it about 60, but sometimes I move it around depending on the colors that I'm working with. And you're going to use your little eyedropper here and select the color that you want to change. So I'm going to choose this. And let me keep when you want to add an additional color to that, because sometimes like you might click and you might get just like this tiny little blue here, but then blue right next to it is really close but not quite close enough. So you can click on this add to eyedropper, and the funny thing about this is you have to keep like clicking it twice to add more to it. So I'm going to select down here where it's a little bit darker, and then I'm going to choose in the selection preview grayscale so I can see how much of what I'm clicking has been selected. The white area is what I'm selecting. The black area is what's not selected. This particular ribbon actually has little bits of white in the blue section, so this is probably pretty good. You can play with the fuzziness slider if you want to, but I really think that for this, that's a pretty good selection. So I'm going to change this back to none just because, and click OK. And then you can hide this little property box. And then I'm going to drag this little mask, click on it right there, and drag it up to the color layer and replace the layer mask. Now I'm going to delete the hue and saturation layer because I don't need it. And then I'm going to turn that on and turn this on, and then I'm going to duplicate the black and white layer and move it to the front. And I'm going to select all three of these and clip them to the bottom layer. Now I'm going to take this top layer and I'm going to change it to overlay. Works pretty good for this. You can use whatever you want, depends on the color that you have below it. You may want to use linear light, whatever you need to use, however your best recoloring method is. But now you have the blue masked out. So if you wanted to change this to say pink, all you have to do is go and click the new color, and you don't have to mess around with new fill layers. You just have to click to get the color that you want. Oh, that's about the same original color. Okay, so I'm going to change this back to green. So that's a pretty quick and easy method, and I'm going to show you how it works on another thing, it's easy when it's blue and white because they're pretty differentiated, but maybe on a flower, it might be a little bit different. Um, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to duplicate it. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to just start and do, first I'm going to do the solid color layer, and then I'm going to do, excuse me, the hue saturation layer. Hide this. And on the mask, do the color range, and I'm going to select the yellow this time. And this yellow I want over here too, so I need to do the add to. And I'm going to mask this out in grayscale so I can see. You can click back and forth between the, whoops. That's pretty close. I'm actually going to select a little bit more here in the center of the flowers. Let's see that. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then I'm going to click OK. And again, I'm going to drag the mask down to the color fill layer and replace it, and then delete the hue saturation layer. We just really want to steal that little mask. And now I'm going to turn that layer on, duplicate the flower layer, move it to the front, and change it to black and white. And this time I'm going to clip it to the color layer, and I'm going to, it's a little much, turn it to soft white. I don't want this to be pink though. I think pink centers on a pink flower actually looks kind of funny. So maybe orange, I don't know. Really, I think the centers really look best in yellow. So I'm going to cancel this. And really, I'm thinking I selected the wrong color. But quickly and easily, I can select this little mask and click up here in the properties box again and hit invert. And it will select the flowers and leave the centers alone. So now I can clip this to here, and I can change this to whatever color flower I'd like, and then I can go ahead for the petals, I'm sorry, and I can change this the top layer to whatever blend mode so that I can change the blend mode so that I can get more definition on the petals, sorry. So that's it. That's my quick and easy method for recoloring items. They have multiple colors on them. I really like that color range. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not feeling well. Anyways, I hope you learned a quick tip and trick. And if you have any questions, please contact me at happyscrapgirl@live.com. Thanks so much and have a great day.